I'm proud to be from LaGrange and proud of my roots at the Hillside area, which was a mill village. Both of my parents worked in the mill. And just sort of proud of that heritage. What I enjoy about my community is, the community is coming together. Times have changed. Values have changed. I'm still old school. I still believe in the gospel, of Christ, and proud of that. My family is the same way, and the servant's heart that the Bible talks about is sort of where we are. Over the years, I've had the opportunity, going back to the Hillside area. I worked for the mill store back in the late 70s, and I worked for the Lester family. I worked for the Mansour family. Now I work for Jackson Services, the Jackson family here in LaGrange. We actually provide a cooled, air-conditioned, or heated tent, special needs events at football games, church events, nonprofit fundraisers, all at no charge to the customer. Inside that tent, we have an area that is curtained off or partitioned off, so if a special needs family, which is where our emphasis and our heart lies, needs to change a diaper, needs to change of clothes, a mother needs to feed the baby, if somebody just gets sick and needs just a little bit of privacy, we offer that to the community. I have met some phenomenal people due to that. I know I went out to Mary Beth School for graduation. There's a little boy named Ian out there. I don't know Ian's last name. Ian has some special needs, but they let him get up on stage and sort of lead the school chant, a school song up on stage. Now, that's sort of where my heart is. When somebody, will let somebody that's downtrodden, may have special needs, they don't just push them off to the side and push them in the gutter. They take care of them. That's one thing that Mary Beth does in her job with exceptional children. She works with them, helps them, loves them, makes them feel wanted, makes them feel appreciated, and that's just sort of what the Carter family is about.
And I think back on the opportunities that I had as a child growing up here. The first house that I remember as a child was on Jefferson Street, and I remember we would walk from Jefferson Street to high school football games at Callaway Stadium, and to watch how things have grown since then. I just think about being a product of a town like this and all the great things that happened, and seeing the places that we would walk to. I can remember the lady that kept my brother and I when we were younger. When I'd get home from school every day, she would put my brother in the stroller and we'd walk to Hillside Pharmacy and get a lemon sour. Or sometimes we'd walk and get little groceries that we needed to get, and those buildings aren't there anymore, but the memories are. And thinking about times, like I said, Dad and I would walk to football games, and then as we were getting ready to walk home, we'd usually walk home a little bit before the game was actually over, unless it was a nail biter. And I would turn cartwheels all the way across the field that's now the LaGrange College soccer field. So just being able to, and even now, as I'm raising my own kids, being able to drive them through different areas and say, look, that was where I, used to turn cartwheels as a kid or whatever, or watching them be able to walk the same places that I walked as a child. You don't get that much anymore. It feels like, but to be here and to be able to offer what I can back to our community through church activities or school activities or whatever, it just makes me really thankful. Growing up at Berta Weathersby as a 5th grade student, we'd walk from Berta to the Sing store and get an icy, and then turn around and walk back to the CEA, which is now the music building for LaGrange College.
I met my wife Becky at a Halloween party at Second Baptist Church over on Fair Street here in LaGrange. She just retired from LaGrange College, and the college community here in LaGrange, especially with the Servant Leaders Program, is phenomenal. The Hillside area, Mill Village, I have lifelong friends that we grew up just simple. We didn't have anything. If we had a baseball to play, we had one bat and we had it nailed together with nails, and the baseball you had to tape up with tape. It just wasn't anything. But to say that we were poor, we weren't poor. We didn't have anything. No, we weren't poor because we had each other. I think that my parents they loved with unconditionally, which is what we all should do, regardless of your faith, your denomination, the color of your skin, or whatever. You need to love unconditionally. Help anybody that you can. If you see a need, you've been given an opportunity. You need to answer that opportunity.
Dad told me years and years ago, and I do my best to try to remember it, but the good Lord's going to get his work done one way or the other, and it's up to us to decide if we're going to be in on the blessing of being a part of the work that he does. What would you say is your favorite part of living in LaGrange, growing up in LaGrange?
Just growing up in a small community where everybody knew each other, you took care of each other. Our house was always open house. We didn't have much, but we would have friends who would come over, and if we had, my mother would cook biscuits, whatever else, everybody come through the house and get a biscuit, if they needed something. I won't say I'm necessarily always for the underdog, but it's pretty close. Now I'll say this, here in LaGrange, a lot of you know John Joseph. Now, I don't know if you know John. John walks around town, takes little bitty steps. John has been a lifelong friend. Every time he sees me, he says, hey Ken, love you Ken, and those of you know him, that's sort of his terminology and the way that he talks. Okay, now he came into our tent last night up at Sweetland, and he said, Ken, do you have any water? You have any water? I said, John, you get all the water you need if you need any. Now, he goes around to different restaurants, and Becky and I, we may be out to eat breakfast or lunch sometime. We'll buy John's lunch, and there are other people that do that too. Okay, that's the community I'm part of, be proud of. We really enjoy helping people as a family. So any way we can help you, you just contact us. We'll find, if we can't help you, we'll find somebody that will. I guess I'd just like to ask Mary Beth one question. Are you proud of me and what I do?
Oh, absolutely. Growing up, again, we didn't necessarily, as kids, Matthew and I, y'all worked so hard for us to provide. You sold cars and then moved on to mansewers, and Mom working her way through the school system through different jobs. And we may not have necessarily had everything that we ever wanted either, but we had everything that we needed. And you taught us more than anybody else what it means to just live life. You're not perfect, just like nobody around us is perfect, but you let us watch you fall, and you let us help you pick back up and keep moving forward. And that's really more of, I think, a game-changing life lesson for me than really anything you could have taught me. But again, going back to childhood, being able to go fishing. You'd wake me up on Saturday mornings, 4 o'clock, you ready to go fishing? And I'd brush my teeth and go in whatever clothes I was sleeping in, and we'd go find us a bank somewhere with some crickets and worms that you'd caught the night, or that you'd bought the night before. And we'd go have those moments together, or we'd, go to football games like I mentioned earlier, and then watching you do a lot of the same stuff with Sarah Lynn and Carter now, taking Carter to different things and going to the college and hitting golf balls and doing all those sort of things. I mean, that's the legacy that you've created for us. So am I proud? Absolutely. I mean, there's really no reason not to be, but I'm proud, and even more proud, I'm just thankful for the chance to get to live this life alongside of you, because like I said, so many people are so ready to leave LaGrange and ready to get out of trap county or whatever else anybody tries to call it, but I really can't imagine being anywhere else. Matthew and Katie have made their life in Atlanta, and, God called them to go there and be a light there. But he told me real plainly to stay right here and do what I can here. So I'm just proud to be able to be second generation, born and raised and never left. So proud, absolutely.